Alright guys, Chris from Redline Survival here. Today I wanted to do a video about my bug out bag. I've been getting a lot of personal requests and on YouTube to do a bug out bag video for quite some time now. So I wanted to go ahead and get that taken care of. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a review of my Alpha Ops from Fieldline. It's their 72-hour bag, or what they call a day pack. I like it. It is very reminiscent of the 511 bug out bag, which costs around $150 to $200. I think I paid $40 for that at Walmart. So what you're going to see in the next part of the video is I did a video outside of everything laid out with the bug out bag. And so here it is. We'll let you watch that. You'll see. The first one that I have is my rig that I wear anytime that I'm out in the wilderness. It is what I refer to as my Redline rig. It is my K-bar, the U.S. Army K-bar with a sharp skinning knife. I do have a ferrule rod on here and some arrowhead points on the back, so that way I can make a makeshift spear if need be for hunting. Then from there I have my Vietnam era bayonet for an M16. Never know when you may run out of bullets. You might need something else to do the job. Then from there I have the cold steel kukri machete. This thing has paid for itself time and time again. One of my favorite machetes of all time. I have the Sogfari machete, which I've done videos on both of those. Just a regular hatchet. And then my new one is the Sogfari Fast Hawk. From there I move on to, I have a Gerber pocket tool, my U.S. Army multi-use knife, a Swiss Army knife, a diver's knife, double-edged. I can tie it to a stick and use that as a spear as well. The one above it is just a smaller one to do the same thing, and then a Winchester pocket knife that I use for starting fires. Alright guys, so the next C in the 5 C's of survival are combustion. We're going to go through and talk about each individual one. So as you can see, first off I have my keys, which I have my Bear Grylls ferrule rod on me that I carry with me at all times. Little known fact that you can actually use hand warmers to start fires. I'm not going to explain how at this point in time, but you can use those. I have some Orion Search and Rescue campfire starter signal flares. The best and easiest way that you can light a fire is with a Bic lighter, so I carry a couple of those in my bag as well. In this container I have, it's not vitamins people, I have dryer lint, which, if I can get this open here real quick, show you inside. So I have a bunch of dryer lint because lighting fire, or lighting grass and other leaves and tinder like that is actually really difficult. Don't let Bear Grylls and all of them fool you. It's definitely harder than it looks. From there I have some steel wool and a 9-volt battery, because you can use the 9-volt battery to touch the steel wool. Creates a spark, which helps you light a fire. And then in here I have a waterproof box that's got matches in it, some super glue, some alcohol prep pads, because those will help you start a fire real quick. And that's pretty much my combustion kit. So now we'll move on to the next part. Alright guys, so the next C in the 5 C's of survival is cover. I have right here My little 6x5 junior dome tent that actually fits in the bug out bag. I can put it all up in there. If that gets lost or ruined, the next one that I have is a little less, but a lightweight emergency shelter. I have an emergency rain poncho. I have a survival emergency blanket, another rain poncho, and then the biggest C that you can have, that you always have on you, is your clothing. So I have my hats, a couple of boonie covers, some gloves, some work gloves, a military ninja suit, which is some silk, nylon, flannels, underwear, hat, pants, socks, undershirt, and then a couple of belts, which I can also use as cordage. And that takes care of the cover part of it. On to the next one. Alright guys, so the next C in the 5 C's of survival, I'm going to go through each one of these. First off, I have some zip ties, good for helping hang shelter or apprehending somebody if need be. Duct tape, a smaller roll of duct tape that I wrapped around a pen. So there's about 25 feet of duct tape there. And then I have a 50 yards of 550 cord, 7-string 550 cord. I'll probably be doing another video about that here soon. And that takes care of the cordage part of the 5 C's. Alright, so the last C in the 5 C's is container. So what I have here is I have a stainless steel water bottle for boiling, and then I have my Nalgene bottle, which measures up to 48 ounces. And among that, I also have a Camelback bladder inside of my bug out bag, so I can fill that up as well. I'm going to be getting a survival straw, so that way I can drink on the go, but for when I've got downtime and I can just boil some water, that's the containers that I use to put that in. And then I also have some extra nipples for the Camelback straw if I need to use that. So then now we're going to go into the next set of 5 C's. So there's actually 10 C's. I'll go into that here in a little bit. Alright guys, so the next C in the 10 C's is candling or flashlights. I have my mini military flashlight. I have an LED technology ever ready flashlight that I use on a day-to-day basis. Then from there I have my mini mag light, and then my military flashlight that I carried all throughout the military with me, and some extra batteries for that one. So that takes care of the candling portion. Alright, so the next C in the 10 C's of survival is cotton. Cotton bandana. You can actually use that to keep the dust out of your mouth as a bandana. You can use it as a head wrap. That one actually gets pretty big when you unfold it all the way. And then I have a terry cloth, like a mechanic's terry cloth, which is good for burning or wiping the sweat off your brow when you're out hiking around. But that's the next C in the 10 C's. So now we'll move on to the next C, which is a compass. Alright guys, so the last C that I'm going to do is the compass, which I just have a small button compass that tells me which way to go. It's also built onto a multi-tool that has this black part here, which is a magnifying glass. In the housing of the whistle, it has a signal mirror, a flashlight, and a thermometer. So that concludes that 5C. Next, I'm going to go into hunting, which is a big part of survival. Alright guys, so now we're looking at our hunting stuff. I know you see the arrows over here and you're thinking, hey, I don't see a bow anywhere in this hunting stuff. It's because I use my slingshot as a bow. It's actually also known as a sling bow when I attach the little metal ring next to the slingshot to it. That'll help me so I can shoot arrows, so I can take out bigger game, birds, anything like that. And then if that isn't successful, I can also set up snares. So I have my snare stuff right here. And then the ever popular and also needed Priorities of Survival by Bear Grylls. Definitely teach you how to do something in there. And then I also have some binoculars and some throwing knives that I can fashion into a spear if need be. That way I can throw that out there and hunt some bigger game. But sometimes hunting doesn't always pay off, so I also do have in my bug out bag just some ready to go food. I've got a couple of Mountain House things, a breakfast skillet, an ice cream sandwich, just if I need that pick me up. We're going into some corn, some Cliff Bars, some flavorings for water, a packet of taco sauce for the breakfast skillet because I want it to taste good. I've got some coffee here because you never know if you're going to need that boost. So I've got some Folgers ready to go coffee crystals. And then these I can also just boil inside of my pot. And then that'll conclude that part of it. Hey guys, so Chris with Redline Survival here today, doing an addendum to my bug out bag because I didn't get to finish it while we were outside, so I have to shoot it inside because it's wet and rainy outside. That's why I'm in different clothes. But the last part of the bug out bag that I wanted to talk about today was in addition to the hunting and the food, I also carry a pocket-sized fishing kit, which I've got duct tape around the outside, that way it keeps it sealed. But there's fishing line, 50-pound test fish line inside, some weights, some sinkers, some lures, and a bobber and some hooks. So that's the last part of my bug out bag that I wanted to talk about before I put this video on. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire bug out bag. If you guys have any questions or things that you think that I should put in my bug out bag, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Well, I'd like to thank everybody that's watched these videos and liked and subscribed and keep viewing the videos themselves. I'd like to say from Redline Survival, survival is every man's game, but fear is an option. So just take that with you. I'm Chris with Redline Survival. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.